Good afternoon, guys. So I had a couple of minutes, and there is a word from God. Um, I I really honestly have been wanting to do some videos, and but I cannot lie to you guys. I have been really extremely busy. I'm talking about from sun up to sundown. I've been it's been that busy for me. And I really rarely have a moment to really be able to stop and to be able to make a video. But I'm just led by the Lord today to make this short brief video. Hopefully I can get it all out exactly how he wants me to be able to deliver this message to you guys. First, want to say I pray that you guys are having a fantastic day today. I pray that you guys are feeling lighthearted and at peace with yourself and with others around you as much as you can be. Um, the message that he wants me to speak on today, yes, it's a message that we've probably all heard from, different individuals spoken at different times. You pretty much are going to, in your lifetime, hear some of the same things from many different individuals at many different times. Because we're in a particular time right now where there is a lot of uh, brewing in the spirit of a lot of evil. It's a lot of wickedness that's going on. So yes, we do have a lot of enemies and things that we contend with because of the warfare that's going on right now. So the Lord was just speaking to me today about, the enemies being in your household and also the outside enemies. Because not only do we have those enemies that are those within our own household, but we also have outside enemies. Those enemies are the people who are against God. And the word does speak on, uh, if they hated him, if they hated Jesus, if they hated him, they will in fact hate you. So you should know that when people try to give you this message that the enemies are going to be those people that only know you, that's not true. That's not true. There'll be many enemies. There'll be many enemies that you have. There will be those of your household, but there will also be other enemies that are also enemies of God's. Those people will be coming up against you because of what you stand for. And today, the Lord just wanted me to touch on the fact that, well, a couple of things. First, let me first say, you know, you're blessed. For those of you who have mastered forgiving people, it may have been difficult. It may have been a hard thing to do in the beginning, but over time, God has dealt with you, and you have just giving Him all of the pain, the hurt, the unforgiveness, the sadness, the anger, bitterness, whatever it is. Over time, you have given those things to the Lord, and He was able to use you. He was able to use you as a vehicle in praying for your enemies, because ultimately, what we want to see is we want to see our enemies delivered. Now, true, there are going to be some people that aren't going to be delivered. I mean, it just is. It just is going to be some people that aren't going to make it. It's going to be some people that aren't going to be delivered, but um, they have a fighting chance when there are people that are in place to actually pray for them to be delivered and for them to be healed. Versus if you were not praying, if you were not forgiving them, if you were not coming from a pure place, that they would actually have the opportunity to actually have a breakthrough and be delivered. So today, God is just touching on the need for the ones of us who haven't been able to get over the pain and the hurt that people have inflicted on us, to release them, to come to Him, and lay all that stuff down at His feet. Because there's no way for you to have the breakthrough that you desire if you're holding on to bitterness and unforgiveness towards people who have done you wrong. And granted, you may have every right to be angry at something someone did to you. You may have every right to be, but you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it in the long run? Is it worth you losing out on the blessings and things that God has in store for you because you're holding on to unforgiveness and pain in your heart that somebody else inflicted on you, the stuff they put on you, you're holding on to it. It's time for you guys who have not allowed these people, you have not released these people. It is time for you to release them and give them to God. And that way, when you're praying for them, it is coming from a pure place. It is coming from a pure place when you are actually going before God and asking God to deliver and heal them. You will be so shocked at how free your life will become when you really release these people and allow them to go and live their lives, and you just stand in the gap for them and pray for them as you're led by God. Because there are some people God will tell you don't even pray for them. You just have to be obedient. You just have to be obedient to whatever it is that God tells you to do. So there's a scripture that the Lord had placed in my spirit that I want to go ahead and read to you guys. Let me see, where should I start from here? This is not it. And it's going to be in Matthew 10. Let me see. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just looking for it. I lost my space for exactly where I was. Okay, let's start from Matthew 34 here. No, is it Matthew 10 and 34? It reads, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace upon the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to part asunder a man from his father, and a daughter from her mother, and a newly married wife from her mother-in-law. And a man's foes will be they of his own household. He who loves and takes more pleasure in father or mother more than in me is not worthy of me. And he who loves and takes more pleasure in son or daughter more than in me is not worthy of me. And he who does not take up his cross and follow me cleaves steadfastly to me, conforming wholly to my example in living, and if need be in dying, also is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his lower life will lose it, the higher life. And whoever loses his lower life on my account will find it, the higher life. He who receives and welcomes and accepts you receives and welcomes and accepts me. And he who receives and welcomes and accepts me receives and welcomes and accepts him who sent me. He who receives and welcomes and accepts a prophet, because he is a prophet, shall receive a prophet's reward. And he who receives and welcomes and accepts a righteous man, because he is a righteous man, shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whoever gives to one of these little ones in rank or influence even a cup of cold water, because he is my disciple, surely I declare to you, he shall not lose his reward." So you hear it there. You hear it. That's scripture. So that's Matthew, again, Matthew 10. I read from 34 on down to 42 in the Amplified version. So you heard it there. That's plain and simple, right there in black and white, what Jesus was saying. He is saying that, you're going to have some enemies out here, and they're going to be those of your household. He was saying that, you need to take up your cross. You need to take up your cross. And some of us, would even, carry his name all the way to death. That's just how it's going to be, if need be, if need be. Um, he's not coming. He's just not coming here to bring peace to this earth. He's just not coming for that. He's coming to do some things. Some things are being shaken up right now, in order for us to set the whole entire stage here for his return. So some things are going to be shaken up. It's going to get really ugly. You're going to have all these haters and enemies arise. They're going to come. Trust me. They are going to come full speed.